Hello guys. As soon as my intro that's coming up is over, we'll get right on today's video. Hope you like it. Welcome to Holy Golden Doodles channel. Meet our associates, their ranking in our pack, their status as our house dogs, and most importantly, our family members. Follow us as our 8-week-old puppies grow up to hopefully become healthy moms of healthy puppies for qualified owners. Health testing, milestones, things they learn, cuteness they share, all included here. Please consider clicking like, share, or subscribe to our channel. So this video, a lot of the stuff on here, I've edited a lot out of it, heavily edited it, or the thing would have been an hour long. But this is the view, or one of my views, out of one of my offices. Just thought I'd share it with you. I see all kinds of wildlife when I'm going through this area. I have actually seen a baby alligator, I believe, in this lake before. I couldn't prove it to anybody, but I believe I did. I think somebody either turned a pet loose or it just made its way there somehow. So anyway, but here I am the next morning at probably 5 a.m. getting ready to go to work. So Paris is loving on me and sitting there by my feet, letting me rub on her hair and let her get relaxed. And I was pretty much petting on her and the other two. I'm not sure if I got them in the video footage or not. But I just wanted to say, too, that one reason that I play that long of an intro on my videos, and believe it or not, I've even cut that back, is I need to explain to people that haven't seen any of my videos before, or maybe haven't watched the right one, to be informed about what my main purpose and goal is on this channel. And that is, as a lot of you know, that I lost my two of my 3 English Bulldogs and finally the third one, and decided to get some more Golden Doodle puppies. We're going to get one, and then we ended up getting 2 because we couldn't decide. And that was 10 months ago. And these girls right here, Paris and Bougie, are still puppies. But I intended to get 2 females, but not at the same time. It just happened that way. And was going to raise Golden Doodle puppies. But my goal was to see just how healthy and just how pretty and just how humanly possible and perfect that I could challenge myself to produce puppies from. I don't know if that made sense, but anyway, I just want to show right here too. This is Paris when her and Bougie have been wrestling. This is why I have 2 Roomba vacuums. Side note, because they come in with all this grass in their hair and it falls out on the floor. So my Roombas are pretty much running all the time just to keep the grass up off the floor. But anyway, back to the puppies. So that's my goal, and I've got the puppies on here with Roxy. She helps me. That's Roxy. She helps me with the puppies, believe it or not. There's Bougie, there's Paris. 10 months old Bougie, 10 months old Paris. And Roxy, over 3.5 years old. So anyway, Roxy helps me with the puppies, but the puppies are going to be moms, the moms of my Golden Doodle puppies. And that is going to happen if they finish with flying colors on their health testing by the time they're 2 years old. And that's going to be a little bit. But this channel, I wanted everyone to see the girls grow up and see how their coat changes, the colors change, to see how they change in their personalities, and so on, just everything that happens. And when Paris and Bougie first came here, the day they came here, I broke my leg in three. I broke 2 bones in my leg and my heel bone. Had to have surgery. And it was a lot of a challenge when they first came here. And then they were litter mates and are litter mates. So I didn't know about litter mate syndrome. And they wrestle all the time. But they're getting better about it at the older that they get. And we work with them now a lot to have them do things separately, and it's starting to things are really starting to change. Today, for the first time, when Bougie took her shower, she got in the shower without me making her get in there. I just told her to get in there, and she did it. Now, Paris, I had to go get a leash and put her in there. And then Bougie got out, and I had to put a leash on her to get her to go back in the second time, which you'll see on the video, but I don't think I cut that out. But Paris used to super hate a bath. She just hated it. Once she got wet, she loved it. And she gave the groomers a hard time at first, but she's just so big. I mean, she wasn't mean to the groomers. She just fought to get down and things, and she did it to me when I would give her a bath. And so that has changed. And 2, when they were babies, their coats were wavy. And there's a video somewhere. There's part 1 and part 2 and part 3, because it shows each one of the dogs. It shows Roxy and Paris and Bougie, how their coat changed from a baby until whatever time that video was recorded. Roxy's wet from her bath and she's trying to get dry. Look at her smiling so nice and mean at Paris because she wanted to play with her. But anyway, so it showed how their coat changed, and it shows, look at her smiling. It shows how their coat changes, their colors lighten up. It shows how they learn to be groomed, how they learn to get their toenails dremelled. I was trying to get in that video, or that picture there, I was trying to get the camera up at the top of the shower, but it just wouldn't work, so I had to give up on that. But that's when I told Bougie to get in there by herself, and she did. And, well, that might be the second time. But anyway, she got back out the second time, and I had to go get a leash and put her in there. But she did get in there the first time, and I believe it's somewhere in this video somewhere. This is Sunday, and after I got home from church, after church I had to go to Walmart and get a few things. Maybe I should mention Walmart's doesn't sponsor me, or I'm not affiliated with them. I'm not sure if that would be picked up on the checker thing for YouTube. But anyway, after I got home from there, I ate lunch about 1 or 2 o'clock, and then decided to give all 3 girls a bath because they had been wrestling out in that yard and were so dusty. You could just smell dust on them. And I usually try to give them a bath, all of them a bath, once every week and a half or so. I don't want to dry their skin out, but I don't want them, to be stained up looking and dirty looking either. So I gave each one of them a bath this afternoon, and then instead of blow drying them with the industrial strength puppy blow dryer, I put them out on the back deck and just let them dry because it was breezy and not too hot to be out there. It was just about right. And so they stayed out there and got dry. And then in the morning, I'll brush them all out in the morning with their regular morning brushing. I didn't brush them after they dried from their shower. I could have, but I felt like they'd been through enough and it wasn't going to hurt anything, so I'm going to do it in the morning. So I soap up the girls all, when I wash them, I soap them up 2 times real good, especially on their face and head. And there I'm doing that to Boo. And I super scrub their faces and their ears, because everything they do, they're getting their face in it, their food, they're playing with their fetch toys, doing all those things, and getting dust in their hair on their face. Their ears hang down and get chewed on, or, get in the food or in their water dish, especially Bougie when she drinks. Her beard just gets full of water, and it makes her hair look dark, and it makes her chin look dirty. But it's really not. It's just that wetness on there. But each one of the girls, I really soaped their faces up good around their eyes and all that. And I did pluck their ears out today, but I'll get that tomorrow, and probably will Dremel them this week again on their toenails. I think I did that about 3 weeks ago. It's not been too long, but I'll get that done. I don't really have a whole lot to report about the girls except what we did this week. We played a lot of fetch. I had a lot of appointments this week after work, so I didn't get to really film a lot of teaching them how to fetch or teach them anything about sitting and shaking and going through what they know how to do. I had to get my hair did one day, and then I had lab work one day, and I've got a doctor's appointment after work one day this week. So all those after work things really are super busy. Now, I haven't been called out on any courier trips for a few days, so that's given me time to do stuff around here. But and so really what I'm just showing you is what we do in a day. I don't like to use that term, a day in a life, because everybody uses that, but that's what this pretty much is about, is just seeing the girls get their baths. I brush their hair, of course, every day, and just fixing them different things in their food. Like somewhere in here, I put them some no sugar, no flavoring, plain yogurt on their food, because I think it's good for a variety and it's good for gut health. And I didn't express Bougie's anal glands when I bathed her, and that's her in the shower right now. But I did do Paris's, because hers will literally get the size of a plum sometimes. Sometimes they empty themselves, and sometimes they don't. So I check them when I give them a bath. I check all of them. But Roxy, I've never had any problem with her, but I had the vet to check hers when she had her yearly checkup here a couple of weeks ago, and they did say one side of it was pretty full, so they emptied that for me. But Paris's is easy to do, and when you see me reach back there and raise up her tail, that's what I'm doing. But I didn't have to do Bougie's. I didn't even check her, because she's not one that has much problem with that. She can usually get hers to work on her own. And a viewer, Heather, I think's her name, Heather C., you know who you are, told me to try putting pumpkin in their food, and I've got some, so I'm going to do that. I gave them the yogurt just to make sure they're not getting any yeasty issues. I don't want them to get yeast or anything like that, and I always did that with the bulldogs, and it seemed to help them some. So let's see, I haven't dremeled their toes. Nobody's here right now to film for me to doing their dremeling, and I have filmed that before anyway. So pretty much what you're seeing on this is playing on that messy back deck. I never did put it back together, because Pet Dad told me to wait till he got home, because I couldn't figure out how to get the pressure washer hooked up to it on that quick connect. And he just told me to wait till he gets home and he'll do it for me. So I'm just leaving the deck tore up until he gets home, because I've got 2 huge room size rugs that I want to put out there and see if I can get the stains out of them. And if I can, I'm going to put them back in the house. But if I can't, I'm going to use them outside on the deck. It's getting that time of year that I want to sit outside with our gas-fueled fire pit. I'm noticing the video, the way it's looking on here is switching around. And I so hope it doesn't let Splice mess up my my video, because that's been happening a little bit. And I've been threatening to use YouTube, but I just haven't, YouTube's editor tool, but I haven't had time. I've been super busy this week, and this past week, and probably will be this week. I did check on some stuff. I got to, I did post a video about dogs, do they wear braces? And They do. And then I got to thinking, if dogs can wear hearing aids, and yes, they do. So I wasn't wanting to do a whole thing on that until I read up more on it. But I didn't know all these things that's available for dogs, and I realize it's probably pretty pricey because a lot of people don't do all that with their dogs. But that's a thing though, actually. So coming up on November 17th is Paris and Bougie's birth date. And I'm calling the vet that I talked to about doing the some x-rays on them and some OFA testing on them. And that one vet I talked to said you can do it at 1 year old and 2 years old. And like 1 year old's a preliminary thing. So I'm thinking I'm going to call that vet pretty soon, get that set up. I'll let you know about that. When I call them, I'm going to already ahead of time get permission to see if I can film any of it to have for our videos. And I know this is probably going to be super boring, just sitting here watching Bougie and Paris and Roxy get a shower, but this is what I do with them. I'm every day I am taking care of these dogs like they're my kids, because I want to raise very healthy, very well taken care of dogs. I want to take care of these moms-to-be and the one that helps me with the moms-to-be like they deserve to be taken care of. I wash their dishes after they eat. I'm always trying to find something, eggs or something to put in their food. Take them outside to play with them when I get time. I play puppy music for them only when it's bedtime. So they'll know that means lay down and get still and go to bed. They're now training to not have to be in their crates at night, and they're doing great with it. I think it's been a couple of weeks since I've put them in their crates at night. But if I'm going to be gone longer than 3 hours, or less than 3 hours right now, I leave them out of their crate. But I have leather, through the day, but I have leather furniture, and I don't want my leather furniture to be chewed up. So I don't know if they would do it, but it'd be my luck that that would happen. And so I didn't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen. I'm getting my mind distracted because there's messages coming on my phone. And so I'm just kind of taking this with kid gloves. I've got some deer antlers that I said before one of my students brought me, and I need to trim the little points off of it, the little short points that come off the main part, and then I'm going to give them that to chew on. And I'm not telling you to let your dogs chew on deer antlers, but I've done that before with my dogs, and it worked out pretty good. I haven't tried them on the Golden Doodles yet, though, so we'll have to see how that works. Also, I ordered them some kind of chew. I think they're toys made by Nylabone. I'm not affiliated with them, but that thing there that Roxy's chewing, oh, that's Bougie, that she's chewing on is a Nylabone also. I've got several of those, but not affiliated, not sponsored by Nylabone. But they are really good. I've never had a dog to be able to get hurt on one of them, and they are all pretty much indestructible. So I ordered some that look like tree limbs because Bougie loves to chew on tree limbs, but I don't want to let her because I'm afraid she'll get her intestines blocked up because she doesn't want to spit things out. There I was playing around with my camera, and I got these weird looking little pictures, just that came out, and I'd like to frame that when they're Bougie with that red toy. See how that turned out black and white, and the background's all foggy looking. I did that with my cell phone camera. I have no idea how I did it, but I did. So Roxy's laying on the coolaroo, still trying to get dry amidst all the stacked up deck furniture. And there goes Paris into the shower. That was just a few hours ago. And I must say, I was dripping water out the legs of my shorts and my shirt, sopping wet, because there's nowhere for me to hang up this shower hose and when I'm trying to do anything with them. And when I'm sitting a certain way, I can't turn it off while I'm soaping them up. But I'm going to get Pet Dad to put us a dog washing station somewhere in this house. I just can't decide where to put it. And this way I can wash them and not, it'll be easier on them and me, because, man, my back about goes out by the time I do the third dog. And also I'm going to be raising those puppies, and I'm going to need a good place to wash the puppies and make sure they're nice and fresh for their go home day. So there's that. So stay tuned for the next topic, and while we watch Paris get her shower. Okay, I'm back for the second part of this voiceover on this video. I didn't mention at the first part, for those of you who don't know, Paris and Bougie both have been breed tested and health tested through both OriVet and Embark. And on both dogs, they were clear for everything, except both of them carried the gene of ichthyosis. They don't have it, and that's a dog dander. They don't show any signs of it, but it can be cleared out of the puppies by breeding the girls with a clear male. So that's what I'm going to do. And then ichthyosis is a dander. It doesn't itch or anything like that, but it can go all the way up on the other end of the spectrum to great big scales, like scales of dry skin or whatever, if they do get it. So we want to be sure we breed it out of the puppies that they may have. And again, they don't show any signs of it. They just carry the gene. So they tested them for 240 something, I think, illnesses that are common to golden retrievers or poodles or golden doodles, and they didn't have anything wrong with them besides they had the gene, the ichthyosis gene. And the hip testing and all that we haven't had done yet. There was something else I was going to mention, and I cannot think of it. I'm hem-hawing around here, but I can't remember what it was I was going to say. Oh, I know. They're CKC registered. I had that done myself when we got the puppies. The people that owned the mom and dad had not had the dogs registered. Their dogs registered. I think they had papers, but they never had sent them in. So we had ours breed tested through OriVet and Embark, and they for sure are F2B Golden Doodles. The mom's a Golden Doodle, and the dad's a Poodle. And I have pictures of them somewhere in some of these videos. In more than one video, there's pictures of Paris and Bougie's dad and mom. Mom, Freya, dad, Bruno. And they have their DNA breed testing number printed on their CKC certificate. I wanted it done that way. And I can't remember if I had their microchip number put on the certificate or not, but I'm going to look and see, and then I'm going to have another copy of the certificate done. It should cost me probably $25 per certificate to get them new certificates printed up. I know people say the CKC, some people say, well, that's nothing. What's that going to do? Well, it's going to prove that I've had these dogs tested and that they are Golden Doodles. And for, there's been people that I didn't know felt this way until I got my girls and decided to breed them. But they start saying there's no standard, they just, breed these dogs and don't check them and all that. My dogs will be health tested to the hilt, and if they don't pass everything, they'll be spayed, and that'll be the end of it. And then once they're through having puppies, and not very many litters will they have, I will then have them spayed and keep them. They will still be my house dogs. I won't be turning loose of them. I realize people that have great big breeder programs do that. They rehome their females and they get lots and lots of females, and that's great. If, as long as you're humane and you treat these animals with respect and dignity and don't shut them in a building and just keep them pregnant, I have no problem with it. But these girls here are going to still be our house pets for the rest of their lives, or the rest of my life, whichever one of us lasts the longest. And if I go first, there's money set aside for whoever gets them to take care of them. So there's that. I'm struggling for something else to talk about the girls tonight, because I have got them here for everyone to watch them grow up and watch them change, and their bodies are about to get to the size they're going to be. I hope they are, because they're getting close to 70 pounds now at 10 months old, and I know they can grow until they're 2 years old, but hopefully they're starting to slow down now. Paris is a phantom golden doodle. I had forgot to mention that until a couple of videos ago. You can look at that video or look that up, but she's a phantom golden doodle, which is rare. There's somebody that watches us that's got a phantom golden doodle, and the guy reminded me of it when he talked about his, because he said, I see you've got you a phantom golden doodle also, and I was like, oh yeah. So there was that, she's got silver legs, white legs, whatever you want to call it, silverish white legs, and under her belly, and a little bit on her eyebrows and under her tail. And she's very pretty. And she's a lot bigger than most female golden doodles, which I wanted, but I wanted a really big golden doodle, but I didn't want to get a male. And so I feel like that was a blessing too. So anyway, there's Paris getting out of the tub. Now she's going to go out there and get dry. And after she's dry, I bring them in and let them all eat their supper, their yogurt and dog food, their Hill Science Diet dog food. Tonight I gave them plain, no sugar, no flavoring yogurt in their food. And in the morning, they'll get an egg in their food, more than likely, unless I oversleep, God forbid. But anyway, so they stayed out on the deck, and they played, and they wrestled, and they chewed on their bones and all their 500 toys that they've got everywhere. And that was the end of our evening. And then they laid around, and we relaxed, and I worked on editing, and here we are. So for the rest of this video, whatever's left on the time, I'll just let you finish watching the girls. I hope you don't give up on the video. I hope you guys watch it and enjoy it. I apologize for just basically recapping everything I'm doing, but like I said, the main reason this channel's up is just for everybody to watch the girls grow up. And if you want to see how their coats change as they grow older, how their colors lighten or darken, or, if they grow really fast and get really fast, big really fast, or not so big, just whatever, whatever they do, that's what you can watch that happen. And then one day when they get to have puppies, you'll get to see the puppies be born and start to grow up, and see the people get the puppies, and they'll get to go their forever homes, and see how all that works out. So if you'll just stick with me until then, things will get really interesting. And also I'm going to be taking them out more and trying to socialize them more, and I'll be videoing that. I'm going to be putting some things on the upcoming videos that's more interesting to watch. So thanks again for watching my channel. for watching my girls eat their yogurt and their supper, for watching them get wet and get dry and play and wrestle and just whatever they do in a day. I appreciate you watching. If you would, click like or subscribe to my channel and come back and watch often. Come back and watch all the videos. We really appreciate seeing you here. So you have a blessed day, and this will be the end of the video talking part, but if you would continue to watch until the end, there's more footage. Thanks so much. Bye. I am not a veterinarian or a vet tech or a teacher or an expert of any type. These videos are published for entertainment purposes only. Consult your veterinarian for anything you need to know about your loved canine.